Y'all, listen. I'm on my way home, right? And I forced my boyfriend to watch Real Housewives of Salt Lake City with me, and he was not feeling it. Oh, child, you gotta love when somebody tries to bring show interest in things that you're interested in. But y'all, this episode of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City was crazy. And I'm not saying it was crazy as in, full of drama. Hey, just simply, how are you? I'm not saying it was crazy as in full of drama. I'm saying it's crazy because Whitney is batshit crazy. Like Whitney is a lunatic. Whitney is out here trying to weaponize her quote unquote childhood trauma against Heather because Heather does not want to corroborate a story um about Lisa sucking dick for jazz tickets. What? It's completely insane, y'all. It really is. So let's get started. I'm doing this on my way home. I couldn't stay over too long because I gotta go make sure my dog is good, and I gotta spend some some precious quality time with him, some QT. Can't wait to see my baby when I go home. Anyway, but okay, let's talk about it. So I'm gonna get the small things that we don't give a fuck about out the way first before we really get into the actual things that happened on the episode that matter. So the first thing we want to talk about is Brooks, Meredith's, child. He is coming back from college, he's visiting his parents. And I just want to say that I love the fact that Meredith and Seth are so open and welcoming towards his sexuality and towards who he is as a person. I love the fact that they allow him to thrive in who he is. So oftentimes in our own households, in our families, we cannot be 100% ourselves, and we always have to either limit ourselves or make ourselves small so we don't offend anybody around us. Meanwhile, his dad is basically saying, his boyfriend would be such and such and such and such, and it was just such a refreshing conversation to see. And I really did love the fact that they are so supportive of him. So apparently, there's a show that Meredith is going to be a part of, and she is offering Brooks the chance to showcase some of his fashion. So she's allowing him to be a designer in the show. And I was like, damn, can you imagine your mom setting you up to be in a show, basically showing off your fashion on national syndicated television? Baby, tell me generational wealth ain't good. I was like, couldn't oh Jesus, I need that. I need that. I would have loved that if I was a kid. Anyway. So he says, yes, of course. He also said that he's been dating somebody for 2 years. His dad is like, really? Has your mom met him? He said, I'm just kidding. He also said that Andy is always trying to hook him up with somebody. So that lets you know that Andy really loves this guy. I feel like Andy probably sees a little bit of himself in Brooks. So good for Brooks. The first couple of seasons, I think the season one, I really did not like Brooks like that because I thought he was like one of those stereotypical white gays who always feels like being flamboyant is a personality trait. But that's really just him. And it's who am I to tell somebody how to be the correct type of gay, right? So I just thought that he was like a attention whore, for the first season. But anyway, so let's move on. So the next thing we're talking about is is Heather in this book. So basically, Heather still does not have anything to talk about outside of her being a bad Mormon. Oh my God, you're so bad. I'm a bad Mormon. Oh, slap my hand. That's literally what she sounds like every episode. She'd be like, "Oh, I'm so bad. Oh my God. I hope they don't know that I'm having premarital sex." I was like, wait, I was like, Heather, could you please stop? Could you please? Heather is determined to be the most baddest Mormon. But she's writing a book, right? And she's basically saying that the book is, is in the beginning phases. She's really excited about it, but she just hopes that her family doesn't stop talking to her, because she's being a bad Mormon. It's like, and it's so funny that she keeps on saying this because I'm like, Heather, didn't like three or four of your like family members come on the show and say they're also giving up, Mormonism? Some of them are even your siblings. Like, nobody gives a damn if you a Mormon or not. Okay, go, like, girl, go live your life. Okay, live your life, Heather. I just want Heather to win, y'all. I'd like if Heather, y'all know something, if Heather was to really step into her own and realize that she's also a bad bitch, and everybody has different facial features, different body types, Heather. So at the end of the day, you don't have to be a Coke bottle shape. You don't have to look like everybody else to be a bad bitch. You could be a bad bitch in your own right because you are beautiful in your own way. Everybody has their own way of admitting their own type of beauty, right? So I just want Heather to understand that she doesn't have to follow behind people. She doesn't have to be a secondary party. She doesn't have to be a follower. If Heather was to lead, if Heather was to really utilize the fact that she's a fan favorite, she would be formidable on the show. She would definitely be a powerhouse. I mean, she's already a fan favorite anyway. And I feel like even though Meredith does not have the biggest personality like Lisa or, Heather does, I feel like that Meredith is her own powerhouse, and so is Lisa. And I feel like if Heather was to do that, she would like if they were to really come into their own alpha traits, this show would be really good. And I know it's going to be good because the girl Dana seems that she is with the shits, and I am here for it. I like Dana, but I don't want to skip ahead. Okay, so the next thing that we go to, we see Jen talking to her husband in the kitchen, and her husband is basically saying that they have to complete their couples exercise that the therapist and the counselor had given them. And the exercise is basically staring at each other like for 10 minutes, which I've actually heard does help you feel closer. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but like what they're doing when they do this, they're exercising our animalistic traits. If you ever had a dog, right? You ever had a dog? If you ever notice your dog stares at you and you don't know why, he will sit for 30 or 45 minutes and just stare at you. It's his way of showing his adoration, him admiring you, him like feeling closer to you is staring at you and you staring back at him or her, whatever gender the dog may be. And it really tunes into our animalistic nature. So staring at each other really does help you grow and grow more closer. So I really did like to see that, those type of exercises. And another thing that I really do like is the fact that we are getting to see, Coach Shaw in a better way, because we never really got to see him, on camera like that before, I believe. And not only that, we're seeing his personality, we're seeing his love for his wife, So I really love seeing it, and I'm really happy because although Jen Shaw deserves to get locked up, at least she has a family and a husband that's supporting her through this. That's the most important. So, although I want your ass to get locked up because you done stole these people money, Jennifer, I do want you to have the support and love of your family as well. So I'm really happy that her husband is being strong and allowing himself to be linked upon in this moment for her. And it makes me wonder: is he just doing this just to clear his conscience after he leaves her when she gets locked up, so he can go fuck some other bitches? I don't know. That's what I was thinking. But, I'm just trying to think positive, y'all, okay? So yeah, he doing it because he loves her. Oh, look at them gardening over there. We love when the hood niggas be gardening. My God. It's so I'm passing this neighborhood, and they have like this area in the middle where the city has like made this garden, for the kids and people to come and garden things. And like you literally see like 8 hood niggas like gardening. It's so cute. Anyway, I found him to be very annoying in season one, like a cockroach that won't die. Okay, listen here. I love Heather season one, but then I saw season two. Same. But the thing is, Heather on season two is not the same Heather we're getting on season three. I like this Heather. I don't like last year's Heather. I like Carla, which, and I want to attribute it to Whitney. I really do feel like Whitney was the one dragging Heather into a lot of the bullshit. Honestly, I want to say that. That's what I feel. I feel like it was Heather doing it. Not Heather, but Whitney. I hate their name. Why does people have so many similar names? Is it Itney and a Heather? I can't. Whitney and Heather are, although they're not the same type of name, they're in the same, like, vicinity. Like, if you met a Whitney, you meet a Heather. Like that, like those two names are in the same, same year group. Like, I feel like those names were made at around the same time, if that makes any sense. But anyway, so yeah, we're really happy that we see her, getting the support that she needs. But let's move on. So Heather meets up with Angie Harrington, right? So Angie Harrington is the person who Whitney said basically that Lisa be sucking dick for jazz tickets, right? So Heather meets up with Whitney. I mean, not with Whitney, but with Angie. And she says, like, hey, Angie, what's going on, girl? How you doing? We just came back from such and such and such and such. I forgot the area that they went to. But she asks her, she says, like, hey, so did you ever say that, you know, Lisa does sexual favors, for jazz tickets? Angie's like, oh, no, I would never say that. I was like, Angie is fucking lying. Angie a liar. Angie is a liar, but she's gonna say no, and then she says, "Cause Whitney is saying that you said it and I heard it, but I didn't hear that, and I don't recall you saying that." Then she's saying that maybe Heather's a little ditzy. She says she doesn't know Heather to be a liar, but she does know Heather to be she does know Whitney to be a pot stirrer. And I'm wondering why Angie is not on the show, because I feel like she's a really good fit, right? I feel like she's a really good fit. I feel like she's desperate enough to do the things that she needs. I feel that she really wants to be on the show. Let the lady be on the show. Let the lady be on the show, Andy. Stop, like, Angie deserves a snowflake. Damn it, Angie. Angie, go speed dial Andy and tell him to give you a snowflake, because she is doing anything in her power to be on this show. I don't know if y'all remember, but on the first episode of the season, it was her house that she offered for them to have a party at, for Coach Shaw. Like, she is doing anything to be on this show, and they're not giving her the. I'm saying, like, it's not like we have anybody else, so we wanted Jenny Wynn, but we didn't want Angie Harrington. Like, I don't understand that. But I personally like Angie, and I don't have an issue with her, like, being on Lisa's head, because Lisa fake as fuck too. So if Lisa can be a fake ass bitch and talk about her friends, then why not bring one of her friends who does the same thing? Lisa and Angie are like the same person, if you ask me. But Lisa just does not like it done to her. And it was so crazy because later on in the episode, Lisa's gonna say, how could Heather really invite her and think that it would be okay? Because after the stuff that she said about my family, why would you invite her here? Lisa, what the fuck about what you said about Meredith's family? Huh? What about what you said about Meredith's family? Or what about you hanging out with Jen after Jen was liking all of those tweets with, like, saying all of that homophobic stuff about Brooks? Like, what are you talking about? Like, Lisa is so whack to me. Oh my gosh. Like, Lisa is the literal embodiment of a hypocrite. Like, you've been doing all of this stuff and then you get mad when it's done to you. It makes no sense to me. It really does not. But Angie said, she didn't say any of that stuff. I don't believe Angie. I believe she did say it, because I don't believe that Whitney is just pulling it out of thin air. But Heather invites her to go skiing, right? So the next thing we see is Whitney. Whitney meets up. I don't know who she met up with. Maybe it was just her family or her husband. But she's still going through this whole, getting rid of getting rid of the Mormon stuff, and she's exiting out of that culture. And she's basically telling us that the people said that if she wanted, to be a Mormon and not be excommunicated. All she had to do was apologize or some shit. I was really confused. I don't know if it's maybe just I tuned Whitney out, but I don't remember. I can never remember verbatim the things that she says because it really never makes sense to me. Like Whitney, I don't know if she's a liar. I feel like she is a liar. I don't know what it is, but I cannot keep up with the things that Whitney says. The fans hype Lisa up. She isn't an icon. She isn't the moment, and she swears that she is. I feel that Heather and Meredith are the moment. I really like Meredith. I really do. I don't think that you have to have a super huge personality to be a good reality star. I don't believe that, and I believe that Meredith shows that. Meredith is something interesting about Meredith. She doesn't have to be a huge personality. She doesn't have to be completely outspoken, but she's entertaining. I love Meredith. Meredith to me is the star of the show. I love Meredith. Meredith is my favorite person on this cast. But like, it was Meredith and Mary. And I don't give a fuck about any one of y'all talking about Mary. Hell, Mary had a cold. Mary had a cold. Mary had a cold. All of these motherfucking churches are colds, to be honest. Let's be honest here. A lot of these people aren't even following along the codes and guidelines of what the Bible even says. So it could all be looked at as a code at some point, right? But anyway, Whitney says she's exiting Mormon culture, stuff like that. She still has to go on www.leavemormonculture.com. I was like, what? I was like, it's a website actually called this, exit Mormon, or some shit like that. I was like, this is odd. I was like, Whitney is just an odd individual to me. She is weird. She is weird, y'all. I like Whitney makes me uncomfortable. Whitney's like one of those people. She's like one of those people that are in a horror movie that's a part of a murderous family, and she has her personality or her adulting brain has been stunted at a certain age. Like she represents to me, the person in the horror movie that the man really wants to have sex with. Little does he know that having sex with this woman, she'll turn into some type of animalistic beast, or murderer, and just literally dismantle his whole body. That's what she reminds me of. Like Whitney is a creep. Anyway, moving on. She's quick to use those Karen tears. In the next 30 seconds, she's fine. Who you oh, you talking about Lisa? Yeah, she does like to use those Karen tears. I think Whitney is an evil mole. You literally just said what I was talking about when I was saying that she's like the murderer in a horror movie, but you wouldn't expect it because she seems so innocent. But this bitch is literally stabbing everybody. She's the type to be like, oh my god, I'm so glad I got you by yourself. I've been looking all over for you. Is this a knife in my pocket? What is that doing here? Can I put it in your head? Like to me, that's what Whitney is. Whitney be doing that type of shit probably. Okay, so let's move on, y'all. All right, so now we get to where we need to be. So now we're all on our way to go skiing, right? And Lisa is in the car with Whitney, and Heather and Meredith is in the car, and Dana is on her way. All right, so when Lisa is saying that when she goes, she's gonna be on the bunny slope, and she's not gonna really be talking to anybody. And she said that she's asking Whitney, and she's gonna accompany her. And the other one we was talking about, we see Heather and Meredith. They're heading their way. Everybody gets there, right? And Whitney and Heather go to the side so they can have a conversation. And Whitney is talking to Heather, and she's basically saying that, you know, Heather made her feel that violation that she felt as a child where she didn't have a voice or whatever like that. And I'm up here like, why are you trying to weaponize your childhood trauma against your cousin and accuse her of making you feel as if, you are being held to some type of standard? It's weird to me. And somebody actually did that to me when I was in the Navy. One of the girls that was really cool with, she was African. But like she wasn't like, the African that's proud of her heritage. She was the African that just like white people. But me and her had developed a friendship. I thought that me and her was really cool and everything else like that. This girl says that she's getting a divorce from her husband, right? And I'm saying that, oh, I'm sorry. I remember I broke up with my boyfriend last year. I couldn't understand where you're coming from. She's up there like, how dare you say that you know where I'm coming from? You don't know what it's like to be married. You just violated me and you just made me feel worse than the man who sexually assaulted me as a child. I was like, bitch, what? I could not believe she said that to me. I was like, are you serious? How did I make you feel that way? It just the clear gaslighting and disrespect. Anyway, xmormon.org. The site is ATTPS. Not you got the xmormon.org. I thought it was like exit Mormon or some shit like that. But anyway, so she's basically saying that Heather made her feel the way that she, like, when she was a child and she didn't have a voice. And I'm so confused. I was like, are you using your childhood trauma against her to try to make her agree with you? But Heather's saying that they can agree to disagree. And Heather's saying us agreeing to disagree about the Angie stuff is basically her saying, I don't believe you. You're batshit crazy, but I love you anyway. Heather is fucking hilarious to me this season. Heather is funny. So they get finished talking or whatever. And now Dana comes and she's like this really cool Asian chick. Heather says that she has an edge about her. Damn, it's a whole lot of cars. Where are these cars coming from? Why, what is going on? Why are these cars in front of my house? Someone please call 911. What is going on? Okay, let me I am so unfocused. All right, y'all. So let's get into this. Oh my God. But Angie pops up and Lisa is like completely over it. Angie says that she wants to speak to Lisa. She says Lisa's like, I don't want to talk to you because I don't want to hear the lies and I don't want to hear it. I just cannot do that right now. So I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to do it and I'm over it. Angie's up there like, but why don't you want to talk to me? What's going on? What happened? Like Angie is fucking evil. Angie is literally trying her hardest to antagonize Lisa, and it's quite hilarious to me. I'm not mad at it. Like I said, I don't think Lisa's a good person, so I'm not mad at Lisa for getting a dose of her own medicine. All you motherfuckers always want to talk about people taking a high road. Fuck that. Like, why do people have to take a high road after they've been targeted or offended by somebody? At the end of the day, we're all human. So if people feel vengeance, then they allowed to feel vengeance if you have wronged them in some type of way. So all I'm saying is this. Like, I don't feel bad for Lisa because what Lisa did to Meredith. Like, you're literally mad at Lisa. You're literally mad at Angie for doing the same thing that you did last season. Don't nobody feel bad for you. At least I don't. The other white people probably feel bad for her because they love to feel bad for white women tears, but not me. Thank you, Virgo energy. So I'm trying to tell y'all, like, y'all don't understand. Like, it's so many great shows to watch. I just wish that we diversified our palette as black people. If you are black, Virgo, like Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and Salt Lake City and Orange County are really good shows. But because there's no black people on there and we feel like we can't relate to it, we don't watch it. But I really do feel like if people gave it a chance, they would love that show. Those shows, right? All right, so Angie goes to talk to Whitney, and Whitney has changed her story once again. And I don't know if you guys could tell, but Whitney has said, like, I told Lisa about, when we had a conversation about, Lisa sleeping with that guy, and she says, yeah, but people are saying that they don't remember, and then Angie's saying, I can't remember if I said that or not. And I'm gonna be like, Angie, so did you say it or not? And I'm saying, well, is Whitney just because it's not this? Whitney didn't necessarily say the same story that she said in Arizona. Whitney said that she was fucking for jazz tickets. Now she was sleeping with another man. Which is a byproduct of fucking somebody for jazz tickets, but she didn't repeat it the way that she repeated it in Arizona. So it seems to me that Whitney is doing small tweaks of the story to manipulate everybody to fight each other. Whitney might arguably be the smartest person on the cast, but we might all think that she's stupid, but I don't think she is. Whitney's calculated. Believe me. Let me get a drink of water, y'all. I'm trying to make sure I get this review done before I go in the house, because my dog is not gonna allow me to do anything except give him attention because I've been going all night. So if somebody, I'm trying to branch out to scripted shows because I watch so many reality shows. Um, what are some good shows? Um, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really watch that much scripted TV either. I used to love to watch Greenleaf, but that's ended. You know, I used to love to watch Queen Sugar. That's ended now, or it's ending. Um, what else? Uh, yeah, I watch a lot of anime. So I watch anime. I don't really watch TV. So when I'm not watching reality television, I'm watching anime or anime movies. I'm a nerd like that. So yeah, I can give you recommendations on anime if you want that. Hey Linda. So just simply let me know if you want the recommendations for. I am blackety black. I watch Roni. I just never gelled with the Salt Lake City. Hell, I even watch Dallas religiously. I fucking stand you. Oh, I used to love Dallas. Oh my gosh. Let me get in the house. Oh, Virgo, you a real one, child. Anyway, so they kind of so I'm not really sure if Angie agreed that she said it or not. It was kind of left open ended. So it made me feel that she did lie and that she did say that, or that she did say it, but it wasn't as much as what Whitney is saying. It Whitney is throwing 20 on 10s like she did to Meredith. Because y'all remember, she said that Meredith was talking all of that shit when it was really her. So we really don't know. But Dana, y'all, we meet Dana. Dana is supposedly supposed to be a firecracker, right? Dallas was the one with crazy ass Leanne. Leanne's ass. Leanne's ass was insane, y'all. Okay, give me a second. Like, so yes, that was so I think that was the end of the episode. So that's like I really don't have much else to review. I'm about to fix your food right now, Michael. Please be patient. So yeah, I think that's the end of that episode. So I don't really it's not much else for this. And I did the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills on Friday or Thursday, I believe. And then we have whatchamacallit tonight. We have I believe Love and Marriage Huntsville is gonna be coming on. So I might do a live tonight about it, or I might do a live tomorrow. I can't really tell, you know. But yeah, y'all, hope y'all enjoyed the review. It really wasn't I guess it really wasn't much that happened. That was interesting. I watch murder mysteries if you are into that. Jeremy, have you ever thought of reacting to murder stories? That is a huge market and crosses racial lines, so you can diversify your viewership. Yeah, I have thought about that. I talked about that before, but the issue is that um you have to collect so many details and so many, like, it's so much of the stories as you're telling it, and you have in editing the videos. It seems like a lot to me. That's the only thing. I don't want to have to do this to where it comes across as like a job, right? Like, I want it to be as in, I go, I watch the show I like, and then I talk about it. But if I'm like recounting, like, these trials and like people getting murdered, I have to take notes, and that, to me, that seems a little bit more of me going to school, and that's not what I want. Okay, so I might do that in the future, but it's not a passion of mine, so I wouldn't be consistent with it anyway. Um, no, you can react to existing stories which are available on YouTube. What do you mean? Okay, so I like, hit me up on IG and like talk to me more about that, because I don't know. Review channels like this is Monsters, Mr. Ballin, Coffee House Crimes, etc. But would they strike your channel if you react to those? That's what I'm just trying not to get my channel striked or copyrighted, child. Hey, Bubba. Hey, buddy. You miss me? You miss me, Papa? You miss me? You miss me? Get your paw off my phone, Michael. All right, come on. Let's go eat. Okay. Ooh, child. My goodness. All right, y'all. I hope y'all have a beautiful, beautiful rest of y'all day, and I plan on doing the same. Michael. All right, bye, y'all. Wait, let me take this comment off first before I exit out.